I would have been here earlier tonight dropping this video, but I was at a hockey game for the Florida Panthers, and I didn't get the opportunity since the announcement happened while I was at the Panthers game. But I am here right now, just got back home, and I got to say, all rise. The Honorable Aaron Judge is the MVP. That's right. 3 times in the last 4 seasons. And if it had not been for that damn trash can of a wall in Chavez Ravine in Dodger Stadium when Aaron Judge busted his toe while he was en route to another MVP, we'd be looking at 4 straight MVPs right now. But instead, we got a third straight MVP award for the captain, Aaron Judge, as he narrowly beats out Cal Raleigh for the MVP this season, as it was announced tonight by Major League Baseball. Welcome back to another edition of Yankees Unplugged, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell and leave a comment. Bro, I got to say, I was a little bit nervous because people are, I don't know, dumb. They're just dumb. It's baffling to think that anyone who has eyes would, in their right mind, think that Aaron Judge wasn't the MVP of this baseball season. I mean, he really completely dominated baseball all season long. I don't know if they announce who are the voters, or if the voters have the balls to put their names next to their vote, or if it's all done, anonymously. Let's take a look. Who voted for Cal Raleigh for MVP? I don't know. It's by the voters of the BBWAA. Again, is there a do they disclose this? Do they disclose this? I don't see a voting situation here where we have it disclosed who is the MVP. But of course they wouldn't put their names in front next to it, because I'm sure the Mets, if there's a Mets voter in there or a Red Sox voter in there, they probably voted for Cal Riley, because that's. Let's see here. We have the Seattle Times, Ryan Divish and Tim Booth. They both voted for Cal Riley. Big shocker. So Seattle got 2 votes from the Seattle Times. I'm looking this up right now as we speak. They voted for Cal Riley. And let's just take a look at what Ryan Divish had to say. I'm almost at 2 decades covering the Mariners and Major League Baseball, with the exception of covering a few Mariners games as an intern for the Tacoma News Tribune in 2000. I started covering baseball in August of 2006. I've seen great players have amazing seasons. I watched the young Mike Trout look like he was going to win every MVP award for as long as he put on a uniform. And then Shohei Ohtani came along, and my thinking about the limits of what baseball players can do on the field was forever changed. I understand what a force Aaron Judge is at the plate. The best strategy is to pitch around him if at all possible. With a fair amount of certainty, I can say that no catcher will ever produce a season anywhere near what Cal Raleigh did in 2025. It will be difficult for Riley to replicate such ridiculous results at the plate while playing baseball's toughest position, for which he didn't win. He didn't win Gold Glove this year, and he wasn't actually considered one of the best fielding catchers. Just that's another story for another day. And he also took off like 25% of the games while healthy to be a DH and not play catcher. But that's another story for another day as well. While Aaron Judge played DH when he did because he got hurt and his arm couldn't throw the ball. So, yeah, if he hadn't gotten hurt, he would have played probably 90% of his games in right field. Buster Posey was the last catcher to win an MVP award back in 2012, with Raleigh finishing second to Judge in the MVP voting this season. Despite such a historical season, I am not sure we will see a catcher win an MVP award. No, you are wrong, sir. You are wrong. And I'll tell you why you are wrong after I finish reading your nonsense here. Most catchers don't appear in enough games and long enough plate appearances to produce the numbers that intrigue voters. And if they do, their production and quality of play usually suffers. Judge was a deserving winner in so many ways. He put up video game numbers this season. He's put up ridiculous seasons in the past, including the 2022 season where he had 62 homers. He's a solid defensive player when he's out there. But he can't impact his team's success on defense the way that Raleigh can behind the plate. That's preposterous. Aaron Judge is a darn good right fielder. He's not solid. He's a darn good right fielder. And then he also played center field for the Yankees, last season. So let's take a breath, right? He literally moved over to center field so that Juan Soto could play right field. Yes, he actually can impact the game literally the same as Riley. Because if you actually look at the defensive numbers I saw this year, I think it was a -1 for Riley compared to a +1 for Judge. But hey, that's not for me to discuss. To me, Riley's contributions meant more to his team's success. Again, inaccurate because Judge's WAR is about 2 games higher than Riley's WAR, which is win above replacement. And I, as a Yankees fan, I can tell you that I watch Aaron Judge play, and I know that when Aaron Judge is not in the lineup, the Yankees are not the same team. They just aren't. There's a confidence that gets hit. They don't have the same level of confidence. Their team doesn't hit when he's not out there. Heck, it barely hits when he is out there, especially in the playoffs. So, yeah, I don't buy that. If Aaron Judge is not on the Yankees roster and doesn't play this year, the Yankees are lucky to win 80 games. That win above replacement is a stat. I know what I watch. Aaron Judge is not on the Yankees. The Yankees are not an 80-win team, and they're not even remotely close. And this guy says to me, Riley's contributions meant more to his team's success. His production at the plate, his toughness behind the plate, his leader. Again, production is toughness behind the plate. What does that mean? His leadership on and off the field. His, Aaron Judge is probably the best leader in baseball, and his will to win make him more valuable than any player in baseball. The Mariners are probably a 70 to 72 win team without him. That's bullcrap. You're telling me that you're telling me that you think that they win 18, 20 less games without this dude? Was he even the best player on the Mariners? That's where I get a little funny with it because I don't even know that he was the best player on their team. I mean, he did some great things this year, but let's remember he hit 247. He hit 247. He played next to the likes of Julio Rodriguez, Eugenio Suarez, Josh Naylor, Randy Arozarena. I mean, that's who his teammates are. You know, Riley hit 247. I mean, he struck out 188 times. Like, okay, I got you. Interest. It is what it is. It is what it is. I think most people, if you had a choice of picking Julio Rodriguez or Cal Riley, you'd probably take Julio Rodriguez first. I'm just saying. But he hit 60 homers in a season, only the seventh player in the MLB to do so, where he appeared in 121 games as a catcher. Last I checked, there's 162 games in a season, so he took 41 games off as catcher. Yet every Seattle fan is going to sit here and tell me that he's never misses a game at catcher. I've had Seattle fans tell me that he missed like only 10% of his games. No, that's actually 25%. And he wasn't injured. Starting 119 of them and catching most innings in the American League. By contrast, Judge appeared in 95 games in right field. Yes, that was because his elbow got hurt. He got hurt. So it's either DH or don't play. It's funny how the metric doesn't exist for Ohtani, who's never played right field in the last I don't know how many seasons. Ohtani's played in the outfield 7 times in his entire Major League Baseball career, and they give him a pass for pitching. He doesn't play the field. He's a DH, and yet they'll hand him an MVP every year because the competition in the National League stinks. Remember, the MVP that Shohei Ohtani did not win in 4 out of 5 years. And that one out of those 5 years, because Shohei Ohtani won as well, unanimously, I must say. The 1 year was against Aaron Judge, when Aaron Judge destroyed the baseball. Let's remember that. The guy that actually stopped Shohei was the guy who hit 62 bombs. Let's remember that. I mean, you don't have to remember it if you don't want to, but that is the guy. That's the guy. I mean, Otani that year played 157 games, and Judge played the exact same amount of games, and Otani hit 28 homers less and had 36 less RBI and hit uh, almost 40 points lower, 38 points lower. Judge is the best player in baseball. Baseball. Period. If Judge is in the National League, if Judge is in the National League, he wins the MVP this year over Otani. And everyone knows it. I'm not reading the rest of this crap. He's just literally glazing the freaking fact that the guy plays catcher. This is all they're doing. He's a catcher. He's a catcher. He's a catcher. And he's a catcher. That is literally the argument for Cal Raleigh. And while I respect Cal Raleigh, and I got no issues with Cal Raleigh as a player, show me if Cal Raleigh can even hit 40 homers next year. He had a flukish, freakish year this year. Congratulations to him. He had a great season. I want to go back and point out there was a catcher by the name of, I don't know, his name was Mike Piazza. And just so you're aware, Mike Piazza, in 1995, Mike Piazza hit 346, playing catcher. In 96, he hit 336. He finished second in the MVP. In 97, he hit 362. If Mike Piazza was playing in the American League this year with the exact same numbers that he put up in 1997, where he hit 40 homers, 124 RBI, hit 362 with a 431 on base, 638, like a 1.070 OPS, I would tell you right now, and 201 hits no less. I would tell you right now that I'm voting for Mike Piazza as MVP over Aaron Judge because he plays catcher and also because he hit 362. But for some reason, the Cal Raleigh contingent wants to ignore the 80-point batting average difference. Like, I'm sorry, you hit 247, my guy. 247. And the year that Mike Piazza didn't win MVP as a catcher who hit 362 with a 431 OBP, a 638 slug, and a 1.070 OPS with 40 bombs, 124 ribbies, 201 hits, and 104 runs. You want to know why he didn't win? Because Larry Walker won and put one of the most iconic baseball seasons we've ever seen. He hit 49 homers, had 130 RBI, hit 366, had a 4.52 on base percentage, 720 slugging percentage, 1.172 OPS, 9.8 WAR, 143 runs, and 208 hits. I would have voted for him over Aaron Judge too right now. Those are MVP seasons that would beat Aaron Judge. A 247 hitter? You're tripping. It's preposterous that these people actually have convinced themselves that this guy should have won MVP, even to the point of lying to themselves. It's frustrating, honestly. I'm flabbergasted by the logic because there isn't any logic to it. There just isn't. Let me pull that article back up. Now, the other guy, Tim Booth, now he's saying much of the same stuff. He's even going to the point of being offensive to Aaron Judge and saying it's if it was an offensive award, it would be Aaron Judge's hands down. He put together. Okay, you're dismissing that Aaron Judge is a very good right fielder and only let missed games because of an elbow injury in right field, but he still played. Like I said, you're not holding those same things against Shohei Ohtani when he wins MVP. I presume he votes for this. Or do AL guys only vote for the AL and NL guys vote for the NL? I have no idea. I don't know. But I don't care how many innings Raleigh caught. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. And this guy's been voting for a decade. Like again, I want to know. So you got two Seattle guys that voted for this guy. I would love to see if there's other guys that voted. Who else did this? Of course, I have to pay for this crap. I don't want to pay for this crap. Let's see if there's anyone else. Aaron Judge had better numbers than Cal Raleigh across the board, and everyone knows it. And from what I was told, I didn't see it live because I was at the game, but I was told that the broadcast of the MLB Network verbatim, it was it was said it was pretty telling because the MLB Network actually mentioned they're disappointed how close it was, but thankfully enough voters voted right. Pretty telling that they were ready to call it a robbery. So, and that's what a friend of mine sent to me, is that they were really, really ready to call it a robbery. And they were shocked as to how close the vote was because this isn't close. It's not close. And the fact that Raleigh got 13 first place votes and Judge got 17 and basically it was first second, so Judge got 17 and 13. Raleigh got 13 and 17. The final total point count was 355 to 335. Jose Ramirez got 19, finishing third. Bobby Witt fourth, and Tyreek Skubal fifth. Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball. Like we got to get out of this crap where you're suffering from fatigue of a player, and the difference that I have with Shohei Ohtani is that Ohtani doesn't play the field at all. I don't care that he pitches. He's not the best pitcher. He's not even remotely close to being the best pitcher. He's not even the best pitcher on his team. Yet they're so desperate to make him the star that they forced him to pitch in game 7 of the World Series and literally damn near sacrificed winning a World Series to have that guy potentially be the MVP. He didn't have to pitch. He wasn't ready to pitch. They could have had anybody else pitch, but they had him pitch. And I thought that was a very, very. I know why they did it because if he pitches well, they made up a rule for him that allows him to stay in the game after taking him out as a starter. But if you bring him in as a reliever and take him out, you can't. He would have to leave the game. So that's why they did it. But again, there were other guys that could have pitched. And then he got smacked. Then he got pulled. But they've gone out of their way for Shohei Ohtani to glaze this guy up, blow this guy up, even cover up the fact that he's gambled on baseball. Yeah, I'm not even saying speculative. He's gambled on baseball or sports, and his interpreter was a fall guy, was a patsy who's now in prison for Shohei Ohtani because professional sports will do whatever they can to protect their biggest stars. The same way the NBA protected Michael Jordan in the 90s with his situations, the same way that the NBA is protecting LeBron James right now, despite the fact he's been associated with various scandalous situations, even though his name's never been mentioned as involved. But yet you've got associates of his always involved. And now you have Ohtani. So yeah, they don't hold Ohtani to that same standard that they're trying to hold Judge to. Judge is the best player in baseball. He is the best player in baseball. And if he was playing with the Dodgers, he would have won a World Series this year. He would have won a World Series this year, and he would have been the MVP of the World Series. I mean, the guy they barely pitched to the guy. He's been intentionally walked way more than Raleigh. It's not close. It's not close. And you take Aaron Judge out of the Yankees uniform, out the Yankees lineup, out of the Yankees lineup. Like this shit's not close, people. The Yankees would fucking stink. Like they would stink. They would stink. And yeah, Cal Raleigh had a great year, and I give him credit, but you can't go hit 247. Like, how in the world are we hitting 247? 247. And look, to say that Cal Riley got robbed, which some, of course, Mariners fans are going to say that shit. Robbed? Do you know what being robbed is? Let me read something to you. Let me read something to you. I have it here. Uh, where is this crap? It's on my save stuff. Of course, I can't find it when I need it. The numbers are so out of whack. It's not even funny. So Aaron Judge played 141 games. Riley played 148. Aaron Judge had 164 hits. Riley had 137. So that's not close, right? Average. This is incorrect. Because Aaron Judge had 331. He didn't hit 326. Let me pull this crap up. So Aaron Judge hit 331. And Aaron Judge didn't play 141 games. This is wrong. I don't know who posted this. Maybe this was posted earlier. I'm not sure. That's wrong. I'm glad I read it. Yeah, this was earlier. This was when the season was still going on. Aaron Judge played 152 games. He hit 331. He had 137 runs, 179 hits, 114 RBI, 124 walks, 160 strikeouts. Cal Raleigh had 110 runs, 147 hits, 125 RBI, 188 strikeouts, and 97 walks, and 60 homers. And Judge had 53. Then you go to the on base percentage, slugging, where Judge is miles ahead of Cal Raleigh. Miles. Like we're not even in the like 457 to 359. 688 slugging to 589. 1.144 OPS to 0.948. Like, come on. Total bases 372 to 351. So you played less games, had less at bats, and somehow, some way, had more hits, more walks, more total bases, more 36 intentional walks, which led Major League Baseball by a mile, more runs. Aaron Judge led the American League in runs, walks, batting average, on base percentage, slugging, OPS, OPS plus, ROBA, whatever the hell that is, RBA T plus, whatever that is, total bases, intentional walks. I mean, and he was what, second in the American League in homers? Second, I think. What were the final numbers for baseball this year? And here's the thing: Kyle Raleigh wasn't second in any of these categories. I think maybe total bases, but outside of that, I don't even know what he was second in. I don't know what he was second in, but we can look at it again. Judge, second place in batting average was 311. He hit 19 points better than the second place guy in batting average. Like he hit 19 points better than the second place guy in the major leagues in batting average. Like this guy was so above everybody else. It's not even funny. Runs scored. The only guy with more runs scored was Shohei Ohtani with 146. He needed 60 more, 70 more plate at bats for it. And Shohei had less hits than Judge with more at bats. He hit 49 points lower than Judge. He had 5 less doubles. In the American League, the only guy with more homers than Judge is Cal Raleigh. American League, yeah, it's Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh is first, Judge is second. RBIs, Cal Raleigh is first, Judge is second. Total bases, Judge first, Riley second. Walks, Judge first, Riley second. On base percentage, Judge first, Riley is ninth. Slugging, Judge first, Riley second. OPS, Judge first, Riley's third. WAR, Judge first, Riley second. Runs, Judge first, Riley second. Hits, Judge is third. Riley is, I don't even know where the hell Riley is. He is 26th. So pump the brakes here, bro. Pump the brakes. And all of this was done with Riley having 55 more at bats in 7 more games. I'm not saying that Judge hit 7 more homers with 7 more games, but it is possible. I'm not saying that he hit 7 more home runs in 55 at bats, but it is possible. He scored 27 more runs with 55 less at bats and 7 less games. He had 32 more hits in 7 less games with 55 less at bats. He had 21 more total bases than Riley with 7 less games and 55 less at bats. He had 27 more walks. Same thing. Dude, he had a 2.4 higher WAR with less at bats and less games. Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball. And thank God people got it right. Thank God they got it right. If they hadn't got it right, I wouldn't have. But you know what? I wouldn't have even called it a robbery because I respect what Cal Raleigh did. But heck, MLB was about to do it. Network was about to. You got people saying that this was rigged. Oh my God. Now the narrative is that he only won the MVP because he plays in the Yankees, which is preposterous. Like I'm almost sad that people are so dumb that don't know anything about baseball. But that's par for the course, man. Congratulations, Aaron Judge. I salute you. All rise. The Honorable Aaron Judge has left the building. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you think should have won MVP? I'll listen to you. If you say Kyle Riley, I'll say you're wrong, but hey, I'll still listen. Y'all have a great day. And don't tell me it's because he plays catcher. Like, that's so ridiculous. I just gave you an example of a catcher who probably had a better season than Cal Riley and did not win MVP because the guy that won it had one of the most ridiculous seasons in Major League Baseball history, whose name is not Barry Bonds. And both of those seasons, I would have called MVP over Aaron Judge this year, by the way, just so you know. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. This is Yankees Unplugged, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.